Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Brooklyn Technical High School Virtual College Fair hosted by StriveScan. A few housekeeping items, announcements before we get to our wonderful presenters today. You can use the Q&A on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. We encourage you, if you are asking questions, to do so throughout the presentations, but please indicate which institution, which school you are asking the question to. It helps our presenters get to your questions a little bit quicker. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many sessions happening today, so be sure to go and sign up for more. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Brooklyn Tech. Now to the main event. We will start with the University of Glasgow. Take it away.
Not the main event, so much pressure. Give me 1 second here. All right, how's everyone doing today? My name is Jay Shamlin. I am with the University of Glasgow. I'm sorry, I didn't have a Scottish accent. I'm based in Chicago, Illinois, and I recruit students from the Northeast and Midwest parts of the United States. Please take a photo of the screen. It has my email on it. I'm your person of contact for Brooklyn, or scan the QR code at the bottom of any of the slides that are going to pop up, because you have to opt in due to GDPR compliance in the UK. You have to opt in to order to receive information. So without further ado, the University of Glasgow was founded in 1451. We are an ancient Scottish university, and we are the fourth oldest English-speaking university in the entire world, behind Oxford, Cambridge, and St. Andrews. A lot of history there. We are actually 14th in the UK, 77th in the QS World Rankings in fall for 2021, and we're the 29th most international university in the world. But again, with more and more accolades going on, Scotland was voted the most beautiful country in the entire world in 2019. And what I love is this is a picture of Loch Lomond, and a loch is a lake, just that you all know, and it's about a 30-minute drive from campus. So a lot of people think of Scotland and they love, the rolling hills, the beautiful picture views. This is a hill walk that you could do. A hill walk is just kind of going on, just a walk. But you could do this, and it's literally 30 minutes outside of campus. But we are located in the city of Glasgow, and the city of Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland at 985,000 people, so just under 1 million. And Scotland as a country is only 5 million people. So it is a country where, I think it's smaller than Manhattan, but and there's more sheep than there are people, but you are going to be in the largest city. Many people think Edinburgh is because of the capital, but it's not. Glasgow is. Glasgow stands for Deer Green Place, so there's over 9 different parks and gardens for you to hang out in, which is kind of uncommon when you think about a city, right? And we are a UNESCO City of Music, which means pre-COVID, we would have up to 150 live music events every week in Glasgow. It could be something as simple as, a barbershop quartet coming to a pub to hang out and put on a performance, or it could be somebody as big as Kanye West, who performed a few years ago at the Hydra, which is the green color building, and there's the Armadillo. That's not the name of it, but I just call it Armadillo because it looks like one. But we are located in Glasgow's West End, which is the best way to describe it, and I've been multiple times. I describe it like Brooklyn. Even the distance from Brooklyn to Manhattan to get from the West End, which is a neighborhood of the city, Glasgow, to get to the city center, maybe a 15-20-minute train ride. So it really is nice that you're in the neighborhood of a city. You're still in Glasgow proper, and this is where the Glasgow Uni is. And my favorite part of the West End is going to be the photo on the screen, which is known as Ashton Lane. This is about 200 feet behind our geology building, so it's right on campus. And as you can see, it's pedestrian only, and it's lined with restaurants, pubs, shops. There's the Grosvenor, which is a cinema. It's just great because you're able to just kind of get away from school, get right on campus, and just grab a pint with your friend after class. You guys just want to hang out and just kind of be in Scotland. Beautiful day, as you can see, which is rare. You'll see that here, beautiful aerial shot of campus. And I think the first thing that you'll notice is the main building. The main building was designed by Sir George in the 1800s, and actually the clock tower you can climb up. And fun fact, it is the clock tower used in the movie Harry Potter. Harry Potter was shot all over the UK, but it's the clock tower you see in the movie. In this main building, you will have a bookstore, you'll have one of our dining halls, a coffee shop. Our Adam Smith School for Business, who is the founder of modern economics, he went to Glasgow, it's named after him. A lot of our College of Arts and Social Science programs are going to be listed inside of are going to be in this building. Also, there are some lecture halls and professors' offices as well, too. Basically, what I'm getting at is that you can see how big this building is. You will eventually have class or even just study inside the main building. The library is 13 stories, you know what a library is, but on the 13th floor, we have special collections, which houses currently some of Shakespeare's manuscripts for research purposes. So it's kind of great. I've been in the presence of a Shakespeare manuscript, which I never thought I would actually do. But you all will spend a lot of time in the Fraser Building. The Fraser Building, think of it as your student union. It's a one-stop shop for students. On the 4th floor is one of our dining hall options. On the 3rd floor is going to be our Office of International Student Support, visa, orientation, study abroad, finance. Pretty much anything with paper, checks, and money will be on the 3rd floor. And on the 2nd floor is the doctor's office and the bookstore. So again, you will probably spend a lot of time in the Fraser Building. If you have any questions, if you're not feeling well, if you're hungry, you want to hang out, that's probably a place you'll be. Now, in University of Glasgow, we have over 500 different program combinations. The only thing we do not offer at Glasgow is going to be anything under the performing or visual arts. So painting, drawing, acting, singing, dancing, those are not going to be things that we offer. You'll want to go to the Glasgow School of Art, which is 10 minutes from school walking. But pretty much anything else you can think of, we do offer, and we're #1 in the UK for veterinary medicine, dentistry, and nursing, and just tied for medicine this year. Now, in Scotland, fun fact, the United States and France loosely base their education system off of Scotland, so you can thank Scotland. But you'll see here that in the first year, we give you 3 areas of study to test the waters to figure out what it is that you want to go into. They just have to be of relevant fields to the declared major you come in with. So the student is a physics major, and they chose chemistry and astronomy as the other 2 areas. In year 2, they brought down physics and chemistry, and then year 3 and 4 is just physics. So the UK is designed for a student who knows what they want to study, and they're not looking to go into doing the first 2 years of general education requirements like they do in the United States, and then decide your major. You're taking more of the major programs throughout your college career. For us, we're looking for at least a 1280 SAT or a 27 ACT, and then 2 AP exams or 4 above in relevant fields. But we are going to be test optional for students that need to have at least a 3.5 GPA that's unweighted and including dual enrollment, AP scores, or honor level coursework. And then finally, our final slide, we do offer FAFSA. It's going to be available for students. We have an undergraduate excellence scholarship that's £5,000. And then there are 3 US-based officers, myself as I'm your officer, but there's Jason and Ashley as well too. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have University College Cork.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everybody. My name is Maggie Cardosi, and I am the North American Officer for University College Cork, although I'm based here in the New York City area. I actually enjoyed studying in Ireland so much I did it twice. So I'm really happy to take a few minutes to share with you a little bit about a place that I consider to be my second home, and I hope you call home someday too as well. So first off, a little bit about Cork City, which is where UCC is located. So Cork is located along the southern coast of Ireland, which, if you're not familiar, is a small country on the western periphery of Europe. There's about 5 million people in Ireland altogether, and in Cork, we're the second largest city, and there's about 200,000 people within the city limits. A recent Lonely Planet review said that everything good in Ireland can be found in Cork, which is a statement that I definitely can't argue with. Just like the rest of Ireland, Cork has a reputation for being safe, friendly, and welcoming. And it's also a very walkable city, which as somebody who lives in New York, it's a very important thing to me. What I really like about Cork is that it has this really nice blend of both this kind of small town friendly, welcoming feel, but also with a European cosmopolitan twist. So even though we're a relatively small city, we are over-indexed when it comes to arts and culture. So there are dozens of museums, galleries, theaters, concert venues, restaurants, etc., to keep you busy, and actually over 24 festivals that take place within the Cork city limits. My favorite is the Cork Jazz Festival, so if you're into music, Cork is going to be a great place for you. Also, the County Cork is beautiful, and it's home to some of Ireland's most beautiful countryside, beaches, and heritage sites, so lots to see and do, and it's all very easy to access via public transportation, either train or bus, but also if you want to get out to other points in Europe and beyond, you can easily access the Cork International Airport, which is about 4 miles from our campus. And speaking of our campus, there she is. We are a beautiful historic campus dating from about 1845, and we're just a quick 15-minute walk from the heart of the city center. So all that great stuff that I told you about Cork, right at your fingertips, although everything you need is going to be right on the campus. We are #1 for the student experience in Ireland. And there are about 200 different student activities and support services to make sure that you're taken care of in both mind and body, and you're making friends and really getting involved in our campus community. We're ranked in the top 2% of universities worldwide, and our over 130 different undergraduate programs are internationally recognized. So your degree, whatever it is you choose to study, will mean something after you leave UCC. We have about 22,000 students from 104 different countries. So you'll be living and studying with students, not just from Ireland, but from all around the globe. And also when it comes to sustainability, we're very proud to be the world's first green campus and #8 in the world for our sustainability practices. So if that's something that you're very passionate about, you will definitely be joining a like-minded and supportive community at UCC. Our undergraduate degrees are either 3 or 4 year direct entry honors programs, which means that we don't have general education requirements, and you are required to at least know the kind of general area that you would like to study: arts, sciences, business, etc., at the time of application. We have, like I said, we have over 130 different undergraduate programs across our 4 colleges, pretty much everything that you can expect to find at a large research institution: business, arts, sciences, engineering, social sciences, psychology, even medicine and health and law at the undergraduate level. Some of our more popular unique programs would be our Joint Honors Arts program, anthropology, criminology, forensic chemistry, psychology and computing, or our public health sciences. And what really makes this unique is that practical learning is the cornerstone of our curriculum at UCC. So over 90% of our programs are going to contain some type of practical learning element, whether that's an internship course, field work, a work placement, or a study abroad opportunity. And these work placements and practical learning really make our students attractive to employers. So around 94% of our students are employed or in further study within 6 months of graduation. And up here in the right-hand corner are some of the industry partners that we work with when it comes to work placements and who go on to just hire our students. And these are all companies that are located within Cork. So quite a few familiar places, I hope. And we do have another thing to keep note of is that in Ireland, if you graduate from UCC or any other Irish school, you can take advantage of a 1-year stay back visa to stick around in Ireland for work after you graduate. A little bit about applying. We do a direct online application and rolling admission from around December 10th every year. The elements that we're looking for are your up-to-date high school transcript, any test scores that you've taken, 2 recommendation letters, and an essay talking about why you'd like to study at UCC. Minimum entry requirements would be a 3.0 unweighted GPA along with an 1130 SAT or 23 ACT, although some higher or more competitive programs like engineering, health sciences, things like that, they're going to look for higher requirements and may look for AP scores or college level courses. I do want to note that while typically we do require ACT or SAT for fall 2021, we waived those requirements. We're still making a decision for 2022. Average cost of attendance for the year is $33,000, so very competitive when you're looking at out of state and private school. We have tuition scholarships, and you can work part-time when you're with us. So I'll leave it at that. That's my info there. And as they say in Ireland, go Ramil Nugget, and thanks for listening.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have University College Dublin.
Thanks so much. Thanks everyone for attending today. So thanks so much. My name is Carly Harward. I am the Northeast representative for UCD, and I'm based in the New York area, but UCD would be based in Dublin, Ireland. So I always like to start off with why UCD, why Ireland, why Dublin? Ireland's a safe, friendly, and welcoming country. It's been voted world's friendliest country, 10th safest country in the world, and the world's most globalized nation. It's a smaller country in size, but incredibly global, with people coming from all over the world to study and to work and to live. So Dublin would be Ireland's capital city, located on the East Coast, and over 50% of all international students that come to Ireland live in Dublin. Dublin's a very young and vibrant city. It's also the European headquarters for different companies such as Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Airbnb, and more, calling Dublin home. Dublin is just a great place to live as a student. It's a great place to be for your 4 years. Has everything you could want, such as a great art scene, a business hub, great nightlife and travel, and it's not too overwhelming in size, so it's easy to navigate. It's a walkable city and has good public transportation as well. So UCD is ranked the #1 university in Ireland by US News and World Report. UCD is set just south of the Dublin city centre by about 3 miles or so. So it's very easy to catch a bus and get to the city centre within about 20 to 30 minutes, or maybe a little over a 30-minute bike ride. UCD is one of Ireland's oldest universities, being founded in 1854, but campus is a bit more modern as we move to the Belfield campus in the 1960s. We are one of the largest and most international universities in Ireland. We have just over 29,000 students, and 29% of our student body would be international students. With our campus, style, research, and student population, we feel very similar to that of a public research institution in the US. So our campus has a similar feel to that of a state school. When you're walking on, it's a little bit further removed from the city. Like I said, about 20 to 30 minutes. There's walking trails, multiple lakes. You often have the students out on the area, a very active student body as well. And the campus is consolidated together and has all of the amenities that you would be used to. So different libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, a global center, career, student, and academic support services, a great gym, and a student center. So the student center would be the hub of on-campus activities. It has everything from a drama theater, dance studios, radio pod, pharmacy, a barber, Olympic pool, debate chamber, and a cinema. It's a very active space on campus. It's also home to our 130 clubs and societies where you're sure to find something that best suits your interest, from academically related to sports related to extracurriculars. You're sure to find something. So on campus, we do have housing for just over 3,000 students, which can be a bit unique for a European university. You're able to live on campus for quite a short commute in your first year. We also have a residence life team and support who will support and build community on campus. We venture to guarantee housing for incoming first year undergraduate international students as well. All students will stay in a private bedroom on campus. Regardless of what year you are, you get your own bedroom and you're typically living in apartment style accommodation. So you're sharing a bathroom, a kitchen, and a living space with a small group of students. On that side of campus as well, there's a small grocery store, laundry facilities, and a mini gym. There are also several restaurants located throughout campus. So a little about academics here. UCD has over 70 undergraduate internationally recognized degree programs. And here you can see an outline of some of the colleges we have on campus. All of our different programs would fall into one of these colleges. So we have 2 pathways to a degree at UCD. We have direct entry, which is set up closer to the European model. It's great for students that know exactly what it is you want to study. These are highly focused programs, so some can be completed in 3 years, while others will be 4-year programs. And if you're not so sure what you want to study, don't worry. We also have the liberal arts and science pathway, which is set up to reflect the US model, where you have the first year or 2 to take classes across different areas of interest to decide which major would be the best fit for you. This is a 4-year program that would just offer a bit more flexibility. It's just important to note that with the liberal arts and sciences pathway, that it's not compatible with every major at UCD. So there's also 2 ways to apply to UCD. We are available on the Common Application, or you can apply directly through our website. The Common Application is most popular with our US students, and you can apply to up to 4 majors under 1 application fee. So we have an academically focused application. So most programs won't require a college essay or anything like that. We encourage you to submit test scores that you have or that you plan to take, such as AP, ACT, SAT, or IB. And our entry requirements are actually listed online, as all of our programs may have a different set of minimum entry requirements. We did have test flexible options for 2021 due to COVID-19. We do not yet have a decision for 2022, so keep an eye out on our entry requirements webpage or feel free to email me. Our application will open on October 1st, and we have a priority deadline of December 1st if you're interested in scholarship opportunities, and a rolling deadline of July 1st. I would always suggest an earlier application, just as some programs will close before that July 1 deadline. So we have a range of scholarships available for international students, ranging from 10% to 100%. And around 80% of our international students did receive some form of aid. So all in, including tuition and cost of living expenses, UCD averages around $40,000 per year. So it can be a little less expensive than an out-of-state institution or a private institution in the US. And we also accept US federal aid through the FAFSA. And then here's my contact information. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And thanks again.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have University of British Columbia.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Chris Weber. I'm UBC's regional representative here in New York. So let's just jump right in. We have about 6 minutes. So I want to tell you about 3 things, and that's the unique balance UBC has between academic excellence, ideal locations, and active learning opportunities. So if we start out with academic excellence, this is a hard one to talk about because you tend to want to quantify it and add numbers, and really rankings should not be the basis of your decision. But I understand some people like to hear those. So yes, we're a top 40 university in the world. We have a number of departments in the top 20 worldwide. That's all well and good. I'm more interested in 2 other numbers. We're the #1 university in the world for taking urgent action to combat climate change. I like that a lot because it tells you who we are. We're obsessed with sustainability and we're doing something about it. And the final number, I promise, is that we're the most international university in North America with about 18,000 international students from 166 countries. So multicultural diversity and sustainability are just part of who we are. They're in our DNA. So with that aside, let's talk about the location. And before I even get to UBC, let's just talk about Canada for a second, because there's many reasons international students choose to study in Canada. It could be that we're #1 in the world for quality of life. We're a country that really prioritizes mental health and physical health. We're a very welcoming and inclusive country. We invest more in higher education than almost any other country, meaning the quality of our universities goes way up while the cost comes down. And then finally, if you graduate from a Canadian institution, you get a 3-year work permit where you can stay in the country and use the connections you've made and really start your career and build a really impressive resume before you move back. So now let's talk about UBC. We have 2 campuses. We're in the west of Canada, and these 2 campuses provide very different experiences. So it's about finding the right fit for you. So let's talk about Vancouver first. Vancouver is a city of 2.5 million people, half of those people born outside of Canada. So you can already tell very multicultural city life there. But Vancouver also has outdoors adventures. We have beaches, we have mountains, we have forests, all within the city. Now, our campus in Vancouver sits on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. This campus has 45,000 undergraduate students, so it's a big place. Now, once upon a time, I was a student on UBC's Vancouver campus, and I'll tell you, I didn't feel overwhelmed by that. It wasn't like me in a sea of people, but instead me and my communities among all the other communities on campus. Now, if you go an hour's flight away, or about a 5-hour drive, you get to the city of Kelowna. Now, Kelowna is a very different place. It's only about 200,000 people. It's a vacation destination for Canadians. You got all the outdoor sports, but it's also the most entrepreneurial community in Canada with about 600 tech companies. So it's a good mix of innovative and laid back. Now, our campus here is called the Okanagan campus. It sits on the territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation. This campus has 9,500 undergrads, so it's more mid-size. So what you can expect here is a more close-knit environment, bumping into people you know all the time, smaller classes. Both of these campuses are about 20 to 25 minutes from their respective downtowns by bus, and buses are free for students. Yay, Canada. So there you have an idea of what the 2 very different experiences can be like. So now let's talk about the last thing I said I'd touch on, which is active learning. We're very big fans of getting your hands dirty, real hands-on experiences. One of the ways you could do this is with research at the undergraduate level. You don't have to be a master's or PhD student. You don't even have to do research in the area you're majoring in. That's because we have thousands of projects a year, hundreds of millions of dollars in funding for research every year. And you can even lead your own research study as an undergrad. Or if you're not necessarily thinking along those lines, you're thinking more about the career and work experience, we're very big fans of that. I'm going to tell you right now about co-op. If you're not familiar with cooperative education, that's a way to do work experience where you alternate a semester of work with a semester of study. So you don't have to do too much at any one time. Our students, 90% of them who do co-op get a job offer within a month of graduating because they have paid mentored work experience at government jobs, NGOs, tech companies, entertainment, you name it. These are jobs in Canada, the US, around the world. We have thousands of students on co-op every single year. Now, if this is all very intense, I'm telling you about research and work, and you just want to have some fun, that's okay too. We do have the strongest varsity program in Canada. We have the largest intramural sports program in Canada. So any kind of sport, any level of competition, we've got you covered. If you're not necessarily athletically inclined, we do have hundreds of student-run clubs, whether they're academic, social justice oriented, cultural, or just fun ones like the Ski and Snowboard Club or the Magicians and Illusionists Club. Clubs are a really great way to find your people, find your communities that help make a large experience feel a little bit smaller. And then finally, if going to Canada isn't international enough for you, we do have over 200 study abroad partners in about 50 different countries. So that's a pretty good way to get some extra hands-on experience. So at this point, I think I've touched on the academic excellence, the ideal locations, and the active learning opportunities. So if you're thinking of leaving New York, maybe going west, and you're looking for a top quality education with a friendly Canadian price tag, no reason why we shouldn't be on your list. And you can learn all about us online, but really just go on all your social media and look for UBC with the word U, Y-O-U-B-C. That's me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have IE University.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. So I hope everyone can see the slides okay. My name is Cora Morrison, and I'm the Senior Associate Director for North America here today representing IE University. IE University is located in Spain within Europe, and I'm actually based out of our international office here in NYC, which is one of the more than 30 different international offices worldwide. We have 4 offices in North America, and our international offices really allow us to attract top talent globally when it comes to students and faculty. Just to jump right into our studies, all of our undergraduate programs are taught in English and are fully accredited degrees with the Spanish Ministry of Education and throughout Europe. This means that students can return to North America or continue their international career after their studies and successfully find employment, or continue their education with a master's degree. We have many students who come back to the US and they further their education with master's degrees, et cetera, or jobs here in the market. We have a really large alumni community in New York City. Our single bachelors are 4 years long, and our programs here are listed so you can take a look and see if anything looks interesting to you. Students apply to their bachelor study and learn through an approach which combines theory with practical learning, and we focus on this experiential learning approach, and most students will take part in internships and international exchanges throughout their studies. Programs are extremely career focused, actually, and classes have no more than about 60 students at the maximum for any class. We also have an exciting program partnership such as with Northwestern University for law, and our business administration degree offers a dual degree option with China University Hong Kong, or students admitted to the Bachelor in Business can also apply for a Future Leader dual degree program with Peking University in China. Lastly, another program I'd like to highlight is our Bachelor in International Relations, because the curriculum was designed in partnership with the United Nations System Staff College, which has really provided amazing opportunities for our students in the UN. Overall, our focus on career training and experiences allow our students to report 95% employment within 6 months of graduation for a few years now. We also offer some dual degree options here. Our dual degree options combine 2 bachelors, so you can receive 2 degrees in 5 years. And these degrees are very challenging but rewarding ways to specialize in 2 different but converging areas of focus. So you can see all of them currently here listed on the screen. And for students in 10th or 11th grades, we also offer a junior advisory board and summer and winter programs. So students can join high school students from around the world on our campus in Spain and gain experience in topics related to their intended study areas. And also, this is really great on college applications in the future, even if you're not planning to study abroad for the full 4 or 3 years in Europe. So jumping into our student profile at IE, 75% of our students are actually international students, and there are more than 130 nationalities on campus right now. So students are making friends from all corners of the globe, and so they're also expanding their mindsets by studying alongside students from different nationalities, backgrounds, et cetera. And these classmates later become lifelong friends and international professional contacts later on. The university currently has 4,100 students split between both campuses, and in recent years, the percentage of students coming from North America has been hovering around 10% each year. We have 2 campuses located in lovely sunny Spain. I lived there for 6 years, so if you have any questions, happy to help with those. On our right, you can see our campus in Segovia, which is a beautiful campus. It's a UNESCO protected site. And also the building is actually from 1218. And so this is also kind of a contrast from our campus that you can see on the left side. Our new campus in Madrid is a 35-story tower, and it's built in the middle of the other 4 skyscrapers that are located in Madrid. And that's more of the environment you would think of if you're thinking of an urban campus and lifestyle inside New York City, for example. And then Segovia is that a little bit smaller city and vibe, a little bit more laid back campus experience. And Segovia is about an 1.5 hour drive outside of Madrid, or about 20 minutes by high-speed train. So a lot of students go between both campuses for, the weekend, or et cetera. If they want to go to a trip to Madrid, even if they're at the Segovia campus, they definitely do that. We like to say that students at IE University build their own path. So students can build their own path at IE through various opportunities. I have 4 of them here listed. Students can choose from electives and advanced seminars. More than half of our students participate in an international exchange, and we have more than 160 different international exchange partners. Some partners in the Northeast are Cornell, Babson Northeastern, and Parsons. Students are also encouraged to take part in internships and international competitions. Our IE labs are internship level opportunities for 1st and 2nd year students. So these labs are fully tutored by a professor, and students work on real company and organization projects in areas such as tech, social impact, law. We even have a startup lab where students can create and develop their own business ideas, which is something really popular with our students. 8% of our students go on to join or create a startup. So how to apply? Our admissions process is 100% online right now, and we have rolling admissions, so there are no specific deadlines unless you're applying through a priority process to get an early decision. And these are the 5 steps in the admissions process. Students can fill out their application on our website or through the Common App. We have a holistic admissions process and are generally looking for a 3.0 unweighted GPA. There aren't any specific AP requirements, although AP classes are recommended and looked at in the admissions process. Second, students submit a test score. However, we offer our IE university admissions test instead of if students are taking an ACT or SAT. We're actually encouraging all students to consider our admissions test right now, since it doesn't require any preparation and is free of charge. During the entire admissions process, a member of the team in North America would be your point of contact, and also you'd be assigned a admissions advisor in Spain. And then just kind of to wrap up, all admitted students can apply for financial aid. We offer over 20 different scholarships at IE based on need and merit, of course. And our costs are for tuition and scholarship opportunities are the same for all students, no matter where they're applying from. And these are just a few of the many services our student services team helps support with. I know I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to kind of flip to the last slide. Thank you so much for listening, and feel free to connect with me if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. University of Minnesota Twin Cities, you're up next.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I apologize for a few brief technical difficulties. My name is Ashley Harville, and I'm excited to be here with all of y'all. So we're actually going to jump a little bit into the University of Minnesota. I actually represent our Twin Cities campus. And for those of you that are not familiar with the University of Minnesota, is we actually have 5 different campuses that are spread throughout the state. But the Twin Cities is our main flagship institution, and we are our Big Ten institution. And I'll explain a little bit more about that as well. I am an alumna of the institution, and I'm really proud to represent the University of Minnesota here today. So you're welcome to follow up with me with any questions that you might have about the University of Minnesota after as well. But to give you an idea of who we are, we actually have over 150 majors and 135 minors. The way we make this community a nice, small, close-knit community is by dividing those majors and minors up into 8 freshman admitting colleges. So you can actually start directly into the college that houses your program. So if you're interested in engineering, you would actually apply directly to our engineering program. Or maybe you're interested in product design or design and architecture. You would apply directly to our graduate or to our College of Design and start there as well. So we make it really easy for our students to actually really decipher what they're interested in. And for those of you that aren't sure what you want to study, we actually have a lot of options for you to explore as well too. Our College of Liberal Arts, which I'm a graduate of, actually houses over half of our majors, and it's a great place to be if you're undecided, and it's a good place to be if you're thinking of going pre-med, pre-law, or any of our graduate and professional programs, or even if you're interested in diving into a variety of social or economic challenges and real world problems that you want to solve. All can be handled and solved with a liberal arts degree through our College of Liberal Arts as well. Regardless what college you're in, we actually have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and over 80% of our classes actually have fewer than 50 students, which is quite a feat considering our undergraduate enrollment is around 33,000, and our freshman class each year is about 6,300 students. So we do a really great job of taking a very large community and making it a small, intimate experience for all of our students. And one of the ways in which we do that is actually through our student organizations and other opportunities we offer to really provide a lot of depth and breadth to your college experience. So the University of Minnesota, 900 student organizations. That's a lot. Within those 900 student organizations, we actually have 12 or over 200 cultural student groups that are offered as well. And they can be anything from interests. So perhaps you're interested in music and you want to dive a little bit more into the music scene here in Minneapolis. We actually have a concert going club that students will go to large venues, to small venues, to everything in between, to up and coming artists, to mainstream artists, to really get to know the music scene. Or maybe you're interested in learning more about the nature throughout Minneapolis and Minnesota. In Minnesota, the one thing that's great about the Twin Cities is you are really close to nature, 20 minutes outside the city, and you can be hiking along rivers, lakes, trails. We even have a variety of different cliffs all along the Mississippi River that are quite beautiful to explore. And if you want to go to Canada, you're only 6 hours away. So it's an easy drive up to Ontario as well too. One of the benefits of the Twin Cities campus is actually our location. And so one thing I really want to make sure to focus on is our location. We are right smack in the middle of Minneapolis, St. Paul, but the benefit of the Twin Cities campus is our space itself still feels like a very traditional college campus. You won't be walking around a city. You're not going to be looking up at skyscrapers. You will be looking at them in the background. So as you can see from the top left corner photo, that is actually our football stadium. And in the corner of that photo, the left corner of that photo, you actually see our Minneapolis skyline. So it's accessible. It's even walkable from our campus, but it's not going to be hovering over you, but it's there for you when you're ready to take advantage of the opportunities. The opportunities that the Twin Cities offer has over 16 Fortune 500 companies right in Minnesota. That's actually the #1 most Fortune 500 companies per capita. And we actually just beat out New York for that role, or for that place actually. We also have 500,000 alumni as well too that are located around the globe. And a variety of them have actually started businesses not only in Minnesota, but around the country and around the globe as well. One of the big benefits about Minnesota is the fact that the University of Minnesota is known as a patent powerhouse. And so we actually have students who've come here and actually created businesses like Bite Squad right in college, and then once they've graduated, nurtured that business, have been able to sell it. And in fact, Bite Squad sold for $318 million, and those students actually created it right on campus in one of the residence hall and sold it before they turned 30. So they're off with their own new adventure. So one of the best parts about the Twin Cities and the University of Minnesota campus is the fact that you can get really involved within your degree, your areas of interest, really prepare your resume before you go off to college or before you go off to your career while you're in college still. But at the same time, you're going to have a lot of fun with arts, music, culture. We actually have the most theater seats per capita, second to New York City in that regard. And we are a Broadway test market. So there'll be a lot of home away from home aspects to Minneapolis, St. Paul that you might find in New York. We also have an international airport, which makes it really easy to get to and from Minnesota. And you're only a 20-minute light rail door to door from airport to your residence hall, 20-minute ride from the airport. Speaking of which, accessing all of this, getting to live on campus, we encourage all of our students to live on campus, but it's not a requirement for freshmen to do so. But we do encourage you to apply. And we actually make it really easy for our students to go through the application process. So when you're applying to Minnesota, there's actually only 2 applications you're going to need to worry about to start off. One is going to be your application for the University of Minnesota itself. And that is going to include 3 things. Your self-reported academic record, you have full power to complete that. We are completely test optional for fall 2022. And then of course, your application fee. When the time comes to apply for housing, you'll need to fill that application out by May 1 of your senior year. So we make it really easy for you to go through that process. We do have a variety of individuals that are here to support all students as well too, including Alyssa Child, who's actually located in New York proper. So she's actually there to be a local resource for all students who are interested in exploring the University of Minnesota from New York. So feel free to go ahead and reach out to her. I will make sure to drop her contact information in the chat as well. And if you have additional information or looking for additional information, feel free to visit our website or just reach out to us directly at admissions@umn.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have some time for one question and answer. So if I could ask all of the presenters to join me back on screen. We're going to start in the order which you presented. So starting with University College Cork, what is one piece of advice you would give someone going through the college search process?
Well, I would really encourage you to take a personal inventory of what's most important to you, because that might be very different from what's most important or what means the most to your best friend, your cousin, your brother, sister, mom and dad, grandma, grandpa. And while these people are going to have a lot of input into your choice, as they should, you know, at the end of the day, where you choose to spend your next 4 years is your own decision. So really, you know, curate your application list based on the things that are most important to you.
University College Dublin.
Yeah, so I always say keep your options open and where you're looking to go to school and what you're looking and studying. Really think about what it is that you want to do and what you like and where that takes you. So keep your options open and where you go and what you apply for.
University of British Columbia.
Yeah, on that note, I'll echo what both Maggie and Carly said and say, yeah, keep an open mind. You're still in junior year. It might seem like everything's speeding up, but really think outside the box. And if you find a program that really interests you, or a country or a college that you've never heard of before, why not explore it a bit more?
IE University.
Yeah, definitely echoing what everyone else has said. You know, you're on the right track so far, right? It's great that you're already here and exploring the things that you're interested in. Definitely, you know, the fact that you're here, think about also the different opportunities. You might also be looking at different study abroad opportunities within those universities. And also don't be afraid to reach out to us, I always say, because that's one of the reasons why we're here, to help you and why we do these things. And we actually speak with students all day. So please don't think that, you know, if you reach out to us that it's going to be weird or that we're not going to want to talk to you, because honestly, like, we love to talk to you. So don't be afraid to reach out.
University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
Echoing everything everyone else already said, I have to say the biggest piece of advice I have is don't get distracted by name brand. I think that is a really important piece to know, is that you might have a lot of friends applying to one school because everybody else has talked about that school, or everybody has those sweatshirts in your school. You have to find the fit for you. And that is so paramount and so important, because regardless which school you attend, whether it's one of us or another one, you are going to have a really great opportunity at your feet. And I definitely encourage you to run with it. So, you know, don't get distracted by name brands or what anybody else is doing, because you need to do what's right for you.
And quickly, actually, we have time for one more. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Back to you, University College Cork.
I mentioned it when I was talking earlier, but the Cork Jazz Festival is really my favorite event. And even though it's not campus-based, because UCC is really part of the fabric of Cork, it's a really fun one. Brings in people from not just all over Ireland, but all over the world. So yeah, that's my favorite.
University College Dublin.
Yeah, I think my favorite event on campus is our Freshers Week. So it's it's in the first few weeks on campus, and the best event is there. All of the clubs and societies are all around and tabling and having you join. And it's just a great way to meet new people and find different clubs and societies that you never would have thought even existed on UCD's campus before.
University of British Columbia.
Yeah, it would have to be Storm the Wall. That's the largest intramural event in North America. It's basically, you can do it as a team or as an iron person, all like sort of the sprinting, the running, the swimming, and it all culminates with climbing a 12-foot wall. So yeah, it's quite the challenge. And if you haven't done that, you haven't graduated UBC.
IE University.
Sure. My favorite actually at IE is our global village. So as I mentioned earlier, we have over 130 nationalities on campus. And so our master and undergrad students kind of combine. They have different tables by nationality. There's always music, dancing, food. It's a really great time.
University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
For us, I would actually say spring jam. So, we love homecoming so much in the fall that we decided to create a spring version of it. So we have homecoming in the fall and spring jam in the spring, and it has a wide variety of activities. We bring on a huge carnival onto campus, Ferris wheels, a variety of like cotton candy and food booths. And then there's Battle of the Bands, where student organizations create their own bands and they battle out to see who wins. And then we also have step competitions, dance competitions, and a variety of other activities for our students throughout the week, and all culminates in one big event known as Spring Jam at the end of the week.
Well, every school sounds so exciting to me. I'm not sure about you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and to our presenters. We know this is a crazy busy week with the May 1 national decision deadline approaching. So thank you so much for your information and your time. For those of you who joined in, if you'd like to watch anything on demand, you can do so at strivescan.com/Brooklyn Tech. All of this week's sessions have been recorded and will be there in about a week. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And as a reminder, you can go and sign up for more. This is just one of many sessions. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.